Hello, everybody. My name is Beatrice Gonzalez, and I am a spiritual investigator here to report the latest news of what the FBI knows. So let's get down to business and talk about it. So, the FBI, DEA, Internal Affairs have information. And this is sick and disturbing how these people think that they're going to get away with what they did, but they're not, because the FBI knows everything. These corrupt criminal family plotted to have my daughter kidnapped from a parking lot. See, my ex-best friend, this military family, corrupt military official, people of authority they want to cover the corruption, the fraud, the illegal court proceedings, child trafficking, child exploitation, hidden cameras, hidden audios, inheritance that were stolen, and all of the criminal activity that they do in court, wanted to have my daughter kidnapped from a parking lot, but the FBI blocked it. The FBI also knows that this criminal organization wanted to have me kidnapped and REDRUM, including my daughter, but the FBI blocked it. See, right now, a corrupt boss sheriff who is being watched by Bird's View thinks that he can control people's destiny. But since he's under a federal investigation and they know how he has dirtied up his hands and involved himself in organized crime, now they're washing boss sheriff. See, he's not the boss of people's lives and their destinies. So see, now his life is under a spotlight for everybody to see, all of the individuals that he worked with. See, they know that he's tied into individuals that he worked with, and everybody is under a federal investigation, and their empire has collapsed. So let me get into the rest of the information. See, the FBI, DEA, Internal Affairs knows exactly how this criminal corrupt group have been doing it together. They, behind your back, because all of this was done behind my back, a corrupt cop worked with my ex-boyfriend, and they plotted together this fraudulent contract that they used in court, which is a contract that is created and designed to steal from you, a contract that I did not give my consent to, because never would I ever waive my rights to be recorded, my home under surveillance with hidden cameras, to waive away my constitutional rights. But see, this is what they do with these fraudulent contracts that these corrupt lawyers put together, along with the people that they work with, the military family, like they did in my case with my ex-best friend, this military family, my ex-boyfriend, all of these corrupt cops who had targeted me, used me so that they can all commit fraud in court. So this corrupt cop worked with my ex-boyfriend, and they themselves worked with this fraudulent contract that I had never consented to, but they did it. And this is why they find ways through a fraudulent contract. All of the fraudsters who work together know that that contract is to exploit you, record you, use you, and this is so sick and crazy. Those contracts have in small print in there to utilize you for TV series, to air you for shows overseas, being aired out to the world. This is insane. This is what has happened to the people in the United States. This is why they have non-disclosure agreements in those contracts, because they know that they're all working together. They're going to utilize you for fraud, for illegal surveillancing in your home, that the house has been fixed before you moved in there. They had already started everything. This is insane. This is crazy. This is a bunch of perverts who are sex trafficking the American people in the United States. And this is why they use fraudulent contracts in court, because they're exploiting you. They have exploited the American people with these fraudulent contracts. And then they get people that you know to be a part of this fraud in court. This is why they utilize my identity on a one-sided court case with court proceedings, illegal court proceedings, that I wasn't even there. And then after they do this, they work with people of authority figure who co-sign documents, who put fraudulent power of attorneys working with corrupt lawyers so that these authority figures can have access to the inheritance that you know nothing about, because you didn't receive any mail behind it, because they kept the certified mail. So this man who has power of attorney over me, who he does not have power of attorney over me, because they said that this man was my husband. This man is not my husband, and he has no power of attorney over me. But this authority figure lied and used my identity to commit fraud in court. They gave him, the lawyer gave him the authority to have power of attorney over me. Now, this authority figure was the one who authorized me, as if he had domain over me. This man doesn't have any domain over me to make any decisions for me. But this man lied and had approved for the inheritance to be given to other people. He transferred money from the inheritance to the other individuals that had their bank accounts linked to my identity to an inheritance account. This is the fraud that they all create. They do it through fraudulent evidence. They work with judges, district attorneys, lawyers that are all on board with this fraud. And that's how they pulled it. The FBI knows how they did it. See, this is why Boss Sheriff and everybody that was involved in doing what they did behind my back are all in trouble, because they're all going to be arrested for the fraud that they all committed in court, working with each other to steal from me and the millions of Americans that they've done this to in the United States. They have been using contracts, fraudulent contracts, where it gives them the right to invade your privacy in your own home through hidden surveillance. And that's why the FBI and the CIA, DEA knows about all of the hidden surveillances in people's homes that are targeted individuals that will be utilized for fraud in court and also to be exploited, sex trafficked, and their children removed from their homes with fraudulent evidence that they all create together. So this man gave the authorization as if he was the power of attorney over me to do this. Now, the FBI also knows that this has went back from 2 years ago, that these people had stolen my identity and were utilizing my identity to commit fraud. They came up with a fraudulent marriage certificate. This authority figure co-signed documents, and he passed himself off as being my husband. I'm not married. I don't have no husband. But they did this. They all did this together. And when he approved for that inheritance, see, now everybody knows. That's why I never received not one penny from that inheritance, because they did it, all of them together, to steal. That's why I never received any money from the inheritance. But they're busted. They're busted now because all of it is now coming out to the open. And I would just like to say also, I will not be speaking about raids, because things are happening behind the scene. And at this point, I have the authority to report the crimes that has happened, and I can give that information to the public, but not about the raids. So you take that as it is, because I'm pretty sure you know what that means. Okay, so yeah, all of these people are all being viewed bird eye view. You know how a little bird just flies by? Well, it's all being seen, how all of these individuals have been committing all of their crimes, the fraud within the 50 states, because see, there's so many people involved in this non-disclosure agreement contract, illegal contracts, where people who don't even know that their loved ones had signed contracts, excuse me, their loved ones had signed contracts that waived their rights away. Can you, people, do you hear that? They utilize people that are close to you to waive your rights away in contracts. But the loop is here. They used a loved one to do it, to invade your privacy, to waive your constitutional rights, to waive everything, all of your civil rights, liberty, everything away through illegal contracts, that they work together with your loved ones to do this behind your back. They have no right to do this, but this is what they do. They work with loved ones, friends, co-workers to put their signature on these fraudulent contracts where they invade your privacy. I never let anybody have a right to record me, surveillance me in my home. Nobody had a right to record me, surveillance me, watch me, spy me in my home. These fraudulent contracts, working with these corrupt officials, military officials, authority figures, who are all a part of this filth, this garbage, this junk, this child exploitation, sex trafficking. This is why there's going to be so many lawsuits against all of y'all, because of what y'all done to people. Working with families to exploit children and women and men and little boys to sex traffic people. But this is what they did. The FBI has evidence that a corrupt cop worked with my ex-boyfriend. And they worked together with a fraudulent contract to exploit me and my daughter and my children. This is why this military official, all of these authority figures have plotted to try and red run me, have me and my daughter kidnapped, because they want to get rid of me and all the evidence that they did against me and my family. They wanted to bury the truth, but they couldn't, because higher intelligence knows exactly everything that you did against me. These are the predators that are living among us, the people on that island list. These are people who believe that they can still practice slavery in the United States by exploiting us. They did this to millions of Americans. They have exploited us and used these fraudulent contracts to invade our privacy by one person who is your loved one, who they work together with corrupt officials, corrupt law enforcement, with these contracts to invade your privacy, your rights. This is insane. But thank God, so many upright officials, FBI, CIA, DEA, ICE, Homeland Security, Department of Justice is all exposing all of this. And this is why I cannot speak about the raids. The FBI knows that these individuals were profiting big off of the illegal surveillancing, working with corrupt judges, lawyers who had their hands all tied into this filth. They made money, excuse me, corrupt government officials, authority figures, judges, lawyers, district attorney, law enforcement, police officers were all a part of this filth with these fraudulent contracts that were being used in court. They know that they have made a lot of money by exploiting the American people. And see, this is why they tried to have me and my daughter kidnapped, REDRUM, because they wanted to cover up all of their garbage, all of the illegal activities that they were all participating in the justice system. They target individuals, they steal their identities, and then they commit fraud. First, they sex traffic you because they're illegally recording you. But to hide what they do, they cover themselves through a fraudulent contract, but a contract that was designed for them to exploit you, to watch your children, to watch you in your room, in your home, while you're with your spouse having sex. They're watching you, recording you, utilizing the videos to sex traffic you on the dark web. And then they lie and say that you're a sex worker, you're a prostitute. This is how they do it. Excuse me. And then they get your loved ones to do this, to work with them, to exploit you. That's how they do it. Oh, there's going to be so many lawsuits against all of these individuals who have exploited all of the American, millions of the American people who they had profit from through this illegal surveillancing of the American people. How dare you? Now all of them are on the hot seat because they know it's coming. Because all of them that are tied to groups of people who are all on board with this are all going down. So this man who authorized, because he has power of attorney over me. No, you don't. You don't have power of attorney over me. But the FBI knows that you had gotten this power of attorney over me 2 years ago when I was working as a upright citizen in my home, working 2 jobs as a direct care worker in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. You had a power of attorney over me. I never gave anybody the power of attorney over me. If I had 2 jobs working as a direct care worker in my home, taking care of participants, what help did I ever need from anybody? If I was a human being who was responsible, a woman who was responsible of taking care of my own family and my children and my loved ones in my home, what assistance did I ever need from anybody to be a person to make decisions for me? This just goes to show you that y'all did all of this behind my back. that you already had stolen my identity and utilized it in court for fraud so that you can steal an inheritance that you had authorized using my identity to transfer money from that inheritance account to the rest of the people who participated with the fraud. This is how y'all did it. And the feds know about it. They got the evidence. See, I'm not the only person that they did this to. They did it with a lot of other people. A lot of people, millions of people. This is how they got away with it. With these fraudulent contracts. You have no right to watch nobody in their home and to exploit the American people. The FBI also knows that these people, they remotely watch you. Not only are they surveillancing you in your home, they are also surveillancing you when you're on the street, when you're doing groceries, when you go to the supermarket, when you go to your job. They are remotely watching you because since they work with the military, they use military technology that gives them access to remotely view the people who they target. And then in these contracts, they have it gives them a right for them to put you in a TV series. So that means your whole entire life that they're watching you, invading your privacy. People who did not agree or give their consent to these illegal, fraudulent contracts that these corrupt judges work together with judges, district attorneys, military families to do all of this behind your back. So they remotely watch you, they record you because authority figures, boss sheriff knows that there's cameras all around everywhere that is surveillancing everybody. And they use these contracts to stick you into TV series, shows that are airing out into other countries worldwide. It's an exclusive show that they use to make money. This is how they make illegal money off of you, by exploiting you, utilizing these fraudulent contracts that they present in court, and they coerce, work together in fraud with your loved ones to do this, because I never gave a consent for y'all to do this to me. And the FBI, the feds know that these people have made a lot of money off of this illegal surveillancing. But of course, the corrupt justice system, the judges, had approved these illegal contracts to illegally surveillance people. And they get a loved one of yours to sign off and agree to this. This is insane. This is insane the way they're doing it. Thank God for the many people who have jumped ship and have given uh, the tremendous amount of information to the authorities about what these people have been doing. People, you have been exploited. They utilize you to make money off of you. They utilize you to sex traffic you. They utilize you to commit fraud in court to money that they all divide with each other. This is what this corrupt group has done. See, they think they got all of their rubber duckies all lined up and everything can't be seen. No, we see everything. We know what's going on, and that's why you're going down. Because they know, the feds know that you work in a controlled environment, working with all of the people who are tied into you. But we have evidence to prove all the people that you've been working with. So a lot of y'all are going to have to step down from your positions because you're going to be demoted and arrested, because we see everything that you've been doing, and your game is over. It's finished. You will no longer make money off of exploiting the American people with these fraudulent contracts with lawyers who are working with judge, district attorney, corrupt law enforcement, boss job, who thinks he is the boss of everybody. No, you're not. You have no control over my life and my destiny. And this is why the feds is watching you, boss sheriff. I have more information. Yeah, so they know how they do it together. They put people in a confined environment, and they work with people to, because see, the feds know how you work utilizing people's identity, making doubles, twins of the person's identity. That is your scapegoat. But it won't work, because see, when you did what you did, the feds was watching you, me, and all of the corrupt government officials that were a part of this fraud. And they know how you've been doing it through fraudulent contracts, working with corrupt lawyers who are all going to be disbarred and arrested because of what they did to me, and working with corrupt officers, police officers. But now that we have the evidence to prove that you and everybody were trying to have me REDRUM, kidnap, so that you could get rid of the evidence of the fraud, the corruption, the theft of the inheritance, the money, the real estate property, to get rid of the certified mail that you kept from probate court, and the altered medical records that you stated that I have AIDS and I don't have AIDS. You want to sweep everything under the carpet by trying to have me and my daughter REDRUM, kidnapped and REDRUM. so that you can hide the filth, everything that you did illegal in court against me, utilizing a fraudulent contract to invade my privacy, a contract that I never gave any government official the right, the consent to illegally exploit me and my family in my home. Y'all did all of this behind my back. You utilized me to exploit my daughter. You exploited all of us in my family, and then you stole from me an inheritance that I did not receive. And I never gave the authorization to anybody to have a power of attorney over me. All of y'all lied. I'm not even married. Y'all tried to have me kidnap and murder to get rid of all the truth to what y'all did against me in court. But not only that, the government knows you want to silence me, because you know that everything that I'm speaking about, your secret is no longer a secret. It has now been exposed. And all of y'all have been busted. I'm going to end my video, and I want to thank all of the upright officials who have been participating, helping out with this investigation. I want to thank for all of your hard work, your dedication, your time, everything to keep this beautiful country safe from the predators who have targeted us through the justice system with illegal contracts, fraudulent contracts, so that they can illegally spy on us and sex traffic us and commit fraud in our name. I want to thank all of you: FBI, CIA, DEA, ICE, Homeland Security, Department of Justice, government spies, double agents, community members that have jumped ship. Thank you for everything that you do to keep this beautiful country of ours safe and secured, and for exposing organized crime. Thank you for everything that you do, because you make life here on planet Earth, in our country, a very positive one. Thank you so much. So now I will say a prayer. Thank you, blessed Heavenly Father, Eravat, the great I am, Mother Mary, Jeshua, Archangel Michael, Mars Sector 6, Master Aetherius, Galactic Federation of Light, Commander Ashtar, Valiant Thor. Thank you for watching all of us, for shielding us, for watching over us, for protecting us, and for illuminating organized crime here in the United States. Thank you for being with us and working with us as a team to put this organized crime behind bars. Thank you for your love and your light. So be it, and so it is. God bless you and your families, your children. God bless our beautiful country, and God bless our president, Mr. Trump, and his beautiful family. Take care, everybody, and have a wonderful day. Bye.